talk with us further on this China visiting Thailand issue. On the line with us right now is a professor from Thammasat University, Professor Dr. Somchai Phakaphat-Viwatt.
สวัสดีครับ
Welcome.
ครับ สวัสดีครับ
Professor, regarding the agreements signed between China and Thailand today, I heard there are around 4 to 6 agreements, including various sectors with youths and health programs. What benefits will it bring to our country?
If you look at the context of the agreement, I think that all these agreements are part of what we call a wider context of expanding cooperation between Thailand and China in particular, but also including what we call a regional cooperation. Because this is just what we call the beginning of a more closer integration between the region, between Thailand and China, and also the Asian region in the context of what we call East Asia free trade area. Remember, we have already signed as part of the ASEAN plus 3 and 6, and that would catapult into in the future what we call the East Asia. So this agreement is just what we call some of the concretization of the wider cooperation between our country and China and also the region wide.
Right.
Well, Professor Somchai, according to the currency swap agreement, what do you foresee in the future for the influence of yuan?
Yuan will be expanding its influence in the region and also in the global context. First of all, yuan will be more and more liberalized because of the expanding economy of China and the high growth. And yuan will be impact to the extent that will be strengthening because of the global pressure, particularly from America. And China is in the process of what we call restructuring, try to compensate the strengthening of yuan that could affect the export by trying to improve what we call the domestic consumption. So there are two ways: one, expanding, restructuring the domestic, and secondly, try to go out through what we call liberalization of currency. The other element that lead to the strengthening of yuan, and also yuan as what we call a regional currency, because of the role of China. China now is the second largest economy in the world, just after United States of America. So the role of trade and investment of China will be expanding, particularly in the Asian region. So China already has signed what we call the agreement with the region ASEAN plus 3 and 6. So in the future, more and more countries will try to use yuan as what we call a reserve. So this is just the beginning of the expanding influence of yuan in the future as part of what we call the reserve, particularly among the countries of the Asian region, particularly ASEAN and including Thailand.
China has also, the Chinese vice president has also visited Vietnam earlier before coming to Thailand. Do you think there are any other implications regarding his visit to the two ASEAN countries?
China has what we call a national interest goal in two prongs. The first dimension is economic, and the second is politics. So what China would like to do, try to give a signal that expanding politics will not be obtained at the expense of what we call economics. So China try to entice, for example, more cooperation between China and all the countries of the region. That is why China enter into agreement into what we call a region-wide free trade agreement. This is the context to prove that China is also a peaceful country. So will be, for example, part of our partner in what we call collective economic expansion. But on the other hand, China as a regional power will have an impact over the global context. So like what we saw lately, the American has already beginning to balance China by entering more closely into what we call the Asia-Pacific region. So this visit is just give a signal that China has a great stake in the region, including Thailand.